Hey guys, Casey here. Welcome to Lion's Den. Hope you guys had a great week. Today is Saturday. I was meaning to get a video out earlier this week. That did not happen, specifically because I was just really busy trying to get things out of the way with my CBSA, which is the Certified Blockchain Solutions Architect. And I finally got that out of the way so I can move forward here. And so I'm doing a video today because I wanted to hold off on shooting a video yesterday, specifically just to see if Bitcoin would break 50,000. Okay, I know we had retested it once, we kept getting pushed down, so I just wanted to see where we were going. Didn't want to get too excited with the markets yet because we're not out of the woods yet, right? But we are getting there. So I wanted to hold off and then just shoot a video when I was not as excited emotionally, so that I can kind of get a better idea of like where we're going. So for today's video, basically what I want to cover is just fundamentals and show you what the data analysts are saying as far as where Bitcoin and Ethereum are heading over, say, like the next 3 or 4 months. And I also want to go over my own exit plan and strategy and what I'm expecting over the next 3 to 4 months as well. Um, so before getting into the technical analysis, though, one thing I want to talk about real quick, when it comes to, like, I don't know if you saw my post from the other day or from last night, but I was talking about one of the best investments that you can make is an investment in yourself, right? And you saw the picture of my certification that I just obtained for the blockchain architect. Guys, that took 3 months for me to study and complete that exam. That was probably one of the hardest tests that I've taken to date, for getting certified on the in the technical perspective from like blockchain. Um, so one thing you can do to help you make these investments in yourself and make sure that you are moving forward with progress instead of spinning your wheels, is to focus. Okay, just focus and take one thing at a time. There's a phrase out there that I've heard, and it goes something like this: energy flows where focus goes. So if your energy is focused on one thing, right, one thing at a time, that's all your energy is focused on that. That's where all your focus is going. It's going to go, and therefore you're going to be much more effective in achieving your goals, whether they be short term or long term. One thing you can do to help you with that, though, is time management and just getting your daily routine down so that you're more effective. And I've got a book here that you can check out. It's called The One Thing. Okay, it's by Robert Keller. Go check that out because that book right there changed my life. And I read that book about 2 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. As far as just kind of remembering, you know, when you've got multiple ideas going around in your head and multiple things that you want to do, don't try to tackle them all at once, right? Just make a list and then start knocking them off one by one. But just focus on one at a time, okay? And you'll be very surprised at what you can do in anything in life, really, when it comes down to like relationships, running a business, getting that off the ground, making an investment in yourself, education, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you before we get going into the charts here. But let's get into Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart right now. You can see the resistance at the very top here that I've got going. We got a triangle, weekly support down here. We did get a crossover on the MACD, so we're looking good. But we're not quite out of the woods yet, guys. Okay. You can see we've obviously on Bitcoin retested this resistance up here 3 different times, and we've been getting kind of squeezed a little bit right up here. Um, like I said, I kind of still stand by what I was saying earlier with Bitcoin, where I think we might come down here a little bit and retrace. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down to about 41,000 at least. Okay, and that would be a healthy pullback, and then we can bounce back up here and shoot up outside this resistance. Ethereum, we're at 3,900 right now. Let's take a look at that one. Now, this one's a little bit different though because the volume on this, if you look at the volume on this one, it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more volume coming down on Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin. See the volume over here? We need more volume to go higher on Bitcoin, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. But Ethereum, we got a nice candle bar there, coming up to retest where we were at all-time highs of around $4,000. I would expect with Ethereum right now, we're going to break all-time highs here pretty soon. Okay, so that's Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, guys. If I was talking about education. If you want to check this out and look into it, and learn more about blockchain as we're going into this last 3 or 4 months of the bull run, go over here to this site. Okay, it's called blockchaincouncil.org. Sign up for an account if you want, and you can go in here and you can literally learn blockchain like I am. Okay, anybody can do it. This doesn't require somebody who is already a programmer or somebody who has previous IT experience like myself, or a previous career in IT. You don't need to know that. That definitely helps, but you don't need to know it. You can start from scratch and then just gradually get in and start peeling back the layers on some of the technology and blockchain, and you can teach yourself. I mean, they've got all sorts of stuff. They've got certified NFT experts. So if you want to learn about NFTs, you can get more familiar with that. They've got the blockchain architect here, developers, certified blockchain developer if you want to be a developer. So check it out. That's my back dashboard here. So this is kind of what the dashboard looks like. And then, you've got a menu over here where you can just scroll through. Once you get certified, okay, they've got a vault back here where they keep your certifications. So if you ever go to apply for a job or something, trust me, these certifications are going to come in handy, especially when you get into an interview and they start asking you questions about blockchain to see what you know. You're going to be able to, fall back on stuff like this too, especially if you're looking for like a job in the blockchain space. Not a bad idea, by the way, because guys, if you're not aware, a lot of the jobs starting out in blockchain right now, whether it be a developer, project manager, whatever, I mean, some of these jobs are starting out at like $100,000, $120,000 on up to $200,000, depending on your experience. So, not it's not a bad idea to look into. Let's get into the fundamentals, though. Okay, these are basically, like I was saying, fundamentals on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, showing you where we're going in the next coming months. Uh, this is story number one. Bitcoin is going much higher in coming months, predicts an on-chain analyst, Will Clemente. I've been showing you some other stuff from other on-chain analysts as well. But basically, the trend they're saying here is that it could go higher in the coming months as on-chain data flashes bullish signals. The prominent on-chain strategist tells his 209,100 followers that he's closely watching Bitcoin's illiquid supply relevant strength indicator RSI. The indicator follows the momentum of Bitcoin accumulation by running the 365-day stochastic RSI over the 30-day net change of Bitcoin illiquid supply. This guy's nerding out, right, on these analyst charts, but basically, he's saying that according to the chart that he's got here, Bitcoin tends to ignite a parabolic ascent every time the metric travels from the bottom to the top of the range, or the area where a Bitcoin supply side crisis could be in play. It happened in the second half of 2020, in the first half of 2019, and then the later half of 2017. Should Bitcoin ignite a rally, Clemente highlights that 48,000 could act as a tough on-chain resistance. Above that, the next on-chain resistance stands at 55,000. So there's error between 50,000 and 54,000, and then blue skies above 60, which, he's pointing out the obvious here. So right now, if you look at this right here, this is the supply shock ratios. I kept telling you that there were supply shocks that were coming for Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Well, this pretty much just, validates that. You can see right now this is where we're at. But if you look, every time this green crosses over on this chart, look what happens. We crossed over back here, shot way up, crossed over back here, shot way up. And if we can cross back over again, we're going much, much higher in price just due to, supply and demand. Okay, so I'll leave a link in the description so you can check this out for yourself. Let's go over here to this one. This is story number 2. Ethereum is north of 20,000. Feels about right, says macro guru Raoul Pal. And if you guys aren't familiar with him, he's a hedge fund manager, billionaire, kind of like a Michael Saylor in digital assets. But he's very, very bullish on Ethereum, just just predicated on use case of what Ethereum does. All right, for platforms and for the DeFi space. So he's more focused on where the money is going and following the trends. And trends are going into DeFi, guys. Whether people like it or not. Um, right now, you're hearing a lot of news come out from the SEC. Right? They were in this case with the XRP, and now they're starting to focus in on platforms like Uniswap for DeFi, so they can regulate that. Right? Well, why do you think that is? It's because if you think back to 2008, right? We had the banking crisis, and a lot of people lost their homes. The banks really got over on a lot of different people back in 2008, and it was because of their own greed and their stupid bets that they were making on Wall Street. Okay, banks ended up falling like dominoes, and if you think that people have not forgotten about that, you're sadly mistaken. Um, because again, what happened in 2008? They wrote the paper. Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever that is, wrote the white paper for Bitcoin. And then in 2009, that's when Bitcoin emerged. Now, why was that? Because we needed a new financial system. We needed something that we could fall back on if that ever happened again. Well, what do you think DeFi does? Okay, you got platforms like Uniswap, Compound, and now what are they doing? You can go out there, you can borrow against your assets, you can be a lending provider to other folks, and you can do this without a bank. Okay? So think about that for a minute, because we have another 2008 crisis. People are no longer going to trust the banks. Where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go to platforms like DeFi, where you got people out there who know the technology, how it works, who can either lend money to other people, or they can borrow money, okay, against their own assets, but they're not going to need a bank to do it. So, see, the SEC knows this, all right? They know that's coming. They know that's a trend. So, what do they have to do? They want to try to regulate it as much as they can now, and they claim it's to protect people, but I call bullshit on that. So we'll see where it goes, but I can tell you that's why they're looking into the DeFi platforms. I don't think it's so much of an attack as it is trying to control it. Okay, um, so I wouldn't worry too much, is what I'm trying to say. If you're invested in Uniswap or invested in Compound, it's kind of, yeah. I think really at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to regulate DeFi 100%. They might be able to set some rules in place, but you know, maybe that's good. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Leave some comments in the description below. Let me know what you think about regulating DeFi and where you think that's going to go. But anyways, that's that's Raoul Pal's take on it, and why he thinks Ethereum's going to 20,000, because you're going to get all that money, associated with DeFi, which ties back to Ethereum coming into the space. All right, so he's looking at the trend. Story number 3 here. Ethereum Bull Cycle is a long way from over, according to crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. Here's his price target real quick. Let's see here if I can find it. I think he was saying around like 10,000 was his price target. Yeah. During this market cycle, I expect Ethereum to be able to get to the $10,000 mark, plus or minus a few thousand. Ideally, it'd be nice if we could overshoot the 10K mark, but we always have to prepare for anything, basically. Um, so yeah, Ethereum, $10,000. Just another guy here who, has got a target, up there with maybe not Raoul Pal, but some of the other guys that I'm hearing who are talking about Ethereum going up to anywhere between like $9,000 to $11,000. So just more confirmation there. And then the last story here is central bank digital currencies to be tested in the banking of international settlements experiment. Guys, if you're not familiar with the case with XRP, I kept telling you that XRP is the acting body on the ISO 20022 framework. That is for cross-border global payments and remittance systems for the entire world's financial transactions. Okay, the people who are going to oversee the facilitation of that are SWIFT and BIS, and this is just more proof for you that that's initially what they're doing. Okay, they've already rolled it out, and it's on-demand liquidity is live in the Philippines and in Japan as we speak. The next step is to roll out the next phase, like what I've been telling you, and go live with some of these other countries. Well, they're still kind of in beta testing right now, and this is just an article to prove that basically we are in an experimental phase with other countries right now through the BIS. The Banking of International Settlements will test the use of central bank digital currencies with Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and South Africa in an experiment that could lead to more efficient global payments platforms. The code name for this is Project Dunbar. The study aims to develop prototypes for a common platform that will enable international settlement and digital fiat currencies issued by central banks. The BIS said in a release that was on Thursday, okay? The system would allow direct transactions in central bank digital currencies between institutions while reducing time and costs, according to the BIS. Time and costs, okay? What technology do you know of right now that reduce the time and costs of transactions cross-border? There's only one technology that is able to settle instantly, all right, and convert a currency, from one asset to the next instantaneously. What technology would that be? The only one on planet Earth that can do it is in a case right now at the SEC, and that is XRP. So, are they using XRP? I think they're kind of hinting at it right there. I'm not going to speculate too much on that, but just connect the dots for yourself. Use a little common sense, and that's you get the picture, right? But guys, that's really all I have for today's video. I'll leave a link for this in the description below as well, so you can read over it. And with that said, hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see where these prices go here going into Monday. Okay. If the prices decided to drop tomorrow or Monday, they are going to go up and down. As far as an exit strategy for myself, what I'm doing right now is dollar cost averaging out. Okay, so if you got big bags right now in assets that you want to liquidate at some point, we cannot 100% predict the blow off top and when that's going to occur. Okay, but you can use tools. You can use tools like the Fear and Greed Index, the stock and flow model that I've got on my website. I'll leave a link for my website as well down below. You can go check it out. I've got them up there for you, so you can just go over to those and take a look at them. But those will definitely help you kind of time this, because realistically, at the end of the day, guys, there's some people saying that the bull market will end like end of Halloween. Some people are saying like November. And then others are saying like December or January. So I'm just putting a 4-month time frame window on this, and I'm going to see where the prices go. But what I'm doing is I'm listing out specific prices on my assets that I need them to hit so that I can achieve my goal, which is, paying off our house. Okay, that's the first goal. Because once I'm there, I'm pretty much at that point financially independent. Okay, the next step would just be financial freedom. All right, so that's my plan. Now, whether that happens in January or if it happens in November, I quite frankly don't care. And that's why I'm not trying to watch the charts every single day, because once this thing gets going parabolic, you're going to get super excited, your emotions are going to set in, and then you start making dumb decisions like selling too soon. So that's why I set prices in there, and if it doesn't hit my price, I don't liquidate. If I do, it might be just like 20 to 30%. depending on where we are. Like, again, if it doesn't hit my price, it's got to be towards the end of December probably, or January, because that's the time frame I'm putting on it. So that's just kind of what I'm doing. You can do that yourself if you want. It's not really financial advice. I recommend sitting down, looking at your assets, make a list of goals that you have, what you want to achieve, as far as like paying off debt, paying off the house, that kind of thing. Once you have those goals in place, then make your target on your asset. Okay, I need the price of, say, Cardano. If you're holding Cardano, make a price. Put a price on there. Okay, I need it to hit this amount of money in order to achieve this goal, and then just sit back and let it ride. So that's just my 2 cents. Those will be my tips, because I've been through a bull run before back in 2017. And I got priced out because I sold too soon. Uh, so that's just, that's where this advice is coming from. It's coming from real world experience. So with that said, guys, that's all I have for today. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button as well if you like the content. Let me know what you guys want me to cover here in the next few videos, okay? As far as like maybe projects, or just stuff that you want me to talk about, because I still got some stuff I want to talk about on Stellar. If you're invested in Stellar, I've got some cool stories for you here next week. And then I want to get back into maybe, some stuff on Theta or T Fuel as well. So let me know what you want me to cover, and I'll start, peeling back the layers on it and doing some research for you. But again, the markets go up and down, guys. So if we drop in price over the weekend, don't worry about it. Have no fear, my friends, okay? Till next time, I will talk to you later.